Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chef again. Creating a weekly watch list for you guys, and I want to do a little bit something more different today, just because the past few lists have been pretty awesome. If you guys follow them and follow the type of setups that were there, there was opportunity for both sides, up and down in this market. Just like we talked about the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of volatility, which is awesome. Volatility is an options trader's best friend, and that is something that we must take advantage of. And if you don't know how to take advantage of, it's time to go do a little more research, a little more um, gain a little more knowledge, basically. Okay. Today with the market, what I want to talk about is why I chose the tickers that I did, and it's gonna be up to you guys too to choose, those levels and to choose the ticker that you want to trade. So I'm just going to give you some basic levels and not getting too deep into the type of move, but also just want to explain more onto why I'm looking at these tickers. So just a bit different, but still the same weekly watch list that I personally will be following all week, and definitely will be trading some of these setups. So I guess first and foremost is you always got to ask yourself, what is it that you're looking for? Okay, why are you coming into the market on Sunday night or Monday morning and doing your charting, or whatever day you're charting, right after market closes on Friday? Why are you coming into the market to chart? That's the biggest question that you have to ask yourself as a trader. If you're a scalper, there's no need for you to look at the weekly time frame. Okay, if you're a day trader, there's again no need to look at a weekly or monthly time frame. You don't have to look at those things. If you're a swing trader, then for sure you got to look at the bigger picture and kind of understand what's happening on the bigger picture. And if your goal is to swing trade something, the question is why, okay, and how. Why will you be swing trading? Let's just say, for example, PG. Why would you want to trade Apple versus swing trading it? Things like that. Those are questions that you have to ask yourself as a trader. What kind of trader are you? What account size can you handle emotions? What tickers allow your account size to trade those tickers? Because if you have a 1K account, you're definitely not looking to trade at Amazon, and you could care less what Amazon is doing. At least that's how it should be. Otherwise, you're probably on the on the wrong page, and you need some adjusting for your trading style. Also, a lot of people use the pre-market. Some people use daily candle patterns. I mean, some people use indicators. Versus it's going to go to the 21 or the 50 or the 8 or the 200 or whatever. If that's your style, then stick to that style. There's a specific way to look at a chart when you are going to trade and chart that Sunday or when market closes, like I said, and be ready on Monday through Friday. Okay. Now, me, I am somebody who likes to look at value. Okay, that's what zone trading is all about. And it's not just about supply and demand, it's about understanding where the market is and what is it that you're going to look for into the next week. And not just look for, but also be ready for that trend to go your way. It can be up or down, whatever it is, or for that pattern just to play out. It's very simple. But we as traders like to make it just a bit difficult when we come and look for charts and we try to figure out how to chart something, things like that. So the market right now, right, is at an all-time high, and I keep saying it's an all-time high, so it becomes a little more volatile, right? The pullbacks become a bit more aggressive, but yet what is holding through these crazy volatility movements? Also, what is trending up when the market is trending up and making all-time highs? That's the next question, right? So here you have an all-time high level, and you have another ticker, that's way at the bottom. So my question is, why is that ticker way at the bottom? All right. So if you compare ES and Apple, those tickers are basically running back to back, making all-time highs. ES, the market, and then Apple's making all-time highs as well. So if that if the market pulls back, definitely you're going to see a pullback on Apple. So can you swing trade Apple for calls? Heck no, because it becomes a little more riskier knowing that we're making all-time highs and all we're looking for is psychological numbers to the top, right? And then same thing for the market. If the market pulls back, it most likely will stop you out on your position because it's going to be a pullback on something that's already, flying through the roof. So risk to reward, that's when it becomes the type of charting that you look for. What is it that you're looking for now, right? And here I want to show you why I'm looking for the risk to reward this week versus trying to trade things like Amazon, Tesla, Apple, Facebook, Netflix, basically the FANG stocks and, things that are all-time highs and calling them call plays, right? So with that, where are we in the market? Well, first of all, everybody did experience and did see this nice sell-off on Friday, okay? A lot of it had to do because of the expiration in the monthly contracts. If you don't know, please go search that out. Or, just ask us in the chat. But let me show you exactly what happened with the market and why I understood, to be able to short the tops, all right? When a zone is built, it has to create a range, which a lot of people call chop. And that is the word that I will not use when it comes to breaking things down, because that word chop basically just tells you that you don't understand what's happening. And it also indicates a non-directional move, right? When people call it chop, is a misconception as to something that has no direction and something that's not providing a good day trade, something with a proper trend, okay? So there's a difference on how to use that and also understand it and how to use it to your advantage. For me, I love these ranges. What you call chop, I call something A plus setup. Look at this thing. We definitely created a nice supply, okay? Supply meaning resistance, if you didn't know. What happened here is there was an exchange of value. Think of it like this: an investor, a smart investor came in and said, "Hey, I am not buying this ticker at 43.50, nor am I buying it at 43.84." Okay, but then you get your retail crew who's trying to buy the dip and buy this all-time high and still ride it to the top and say we're going to the freaking moon to this 44K. So what happens here is now the exchange of value was exchanged, therefore giving it to the bears, okay? The seller who comes in and says, hey, I'm going to start taking all my profits at these levels, right? All right, these are the levels where I'm taking profits. I've already been in this position for quite some time, so I'm definitely going to scale out right here. It's a great area. So you get people who, take profits. So therefore we understand what's truly happening. At this 43.50 was the area where we ended up getting rejected and we sold off with some good volume, okay? So the market technically right now, we are on a bearish little trend, okay? So if you want to draw that little channel, totally up to you. If you don't see this as a channel, totally up to you. You can call it a nice dip buy. You can say the market is offering you a great opportunity. And for sure, I agree that it can give you a great opportunity and it can definitely head right back up. But as of now, I'm still looking to short the tops just because we did create this supply zone and now we're coming down. And then the next level I'm going to look for are probably down here. Definitely not looking to get down here by like the end of the week, but if it does, it's going to be a very aggressive sell-off, which I really hope it doesn't do that. Hopefully I am wrong and it doesn't hit this 42 level or this 42.50. Hopefully I am wrong, but if it does, then we're definitely bearish. So giving this market breakdown just really quick, definitely did not give you proper levels to actually trade something like this, but want to give you the mindset as to why something is a little bit bearish, right? All right, just to give you guys an idea, breaking that, definitely heading down with the nice, you see how we came down, closed down below, pushed overnight, and even overnight when we opened, it was literally a drop, basically telling you that, hey, the supply is already built and the bears are in control in that specific area. So if we do see any type of green movement, all we're going to do is get a retest and still create a nice downtrend like that, okay? So just giving you an idea as to what you can expect. So here's my next question, right? If you know we're bearish, if you know we have a market sentiment that's bearish, number one, why are you charting and what are you looking for? Let me show you a ticker, okay? From the weekly watch list. CRWD. CRWD, nice, healthy, strong trend. And then you look at this. Hold on, let me just delete this so you guys can see the clear chart. Look at this weekly chart. Nice bearish candle right on top, making an all-time high. Okay, healthy trend, yes. Pullback, potentially. Start of a bearish trend, potentially. If the market is bearish and we continue to the downside, guess what? Something like this at an all-time high. Nobody's going to come in and say, hey, we're bearish in the market. Let's buy calls right here on the break and make all-time highs to 280 and 300. Nobody out there in their right mind is going to say something like that, okay? So this is why I'm choosing CRWD and putting it on a good risk to reward type of play, because the setup is nice right here. You see this? So it becomes the same thing, right? We're looking for the similar setups as the market. What is going to follow the market and what is going to show strength during this pullback or during this bearish sentiment, okay? We can definitely be super green right at open today at futures, or we can be super green right on Monday, which will create CRWD to have a nice green bullish day, which I'll be looking for something like this. Okay, that's what I will look for because it will break this trend, this nice trend line. And then also you have the bottom right here. This is where the meat of the bone is, okay, right there. And then therefore you have a nice simple setup. It's easy with the green market right here. This is your entry, okay? You go up with the market. The market continues to be bearish. Guess what? This whole level of support is going to drop and come down into the next one, right? So that's what I'm going to be looking for CRWD, the risk to reward. Why did I choose CRWD? One, because the market has a bearish sentiment. Okay. Two, we're at an all-time high where I know nobody is going to come and talk about CRWD and say, hey, let's buy it at 260, guys. Let's go all the way to 280. Okay. and be bullish on something like this. Not saying that it cannot happen, but definitely giving you the perspective as to why I'm looking at it, okay? All right, so well, that's CRWD. And then let me give you another ticker that kind of just makes sense for me, all right? So this is CRWD. You guys make sure to mark those levels. And here, let me just give you a few. 249.50, okay? And then you have this top right here, what is this? 257, okay? 257 and 260 would be the levels to look for the top play, okay? Otherwise, you know, put down the support. Target would be down here, 236.50. Okay, the next one would be down here, 227.45. And then you have that middle one around 231.70, okay? So just in case we end up dropping down. So let me give you another one. Let me give you one that's trending, okay? So even with the bearish market, guys, you guys know, a few of you guys know that I posted PG and we traded calls. And this one was pretty awesome for me. I was in calls while everybody else was in puts on Friday and Thursday. The day was a little bit crazy on Thursday. It was a little more up and down volatility. And then on Friday, PG had a nice rocking trending day. So I was able to trade that to my advantage and take profits on this. So looking at PG, why is it on my watch list? Well, we do have a bearish sentiment in the market, and PG did hold a nice green trend and a nice green week. So definitely on my watch list for the bull play. But here, look at why. Okay, we broke over this 138, right, over the candle bodies, and we built over the resistance. So when you build over a resistance, what we have going on is that buyers are stepping in and they're taking over the sellers. So when this happens, we're technically on a strong bullish sentiment, okay? So with the market being bearish, if the market has a retest, then for sure PG will continue, you know, to trend its way all the way into this 143 and 144.50 to 145, and then potentially all-time highs. I don't know if PG can reach that all-time high or even reach that 143, just because it's a slower mover and it's already had a decent move right here on the 4-hour. So we were able to trade this here. We were able to trade PG the past couple of trading sessions here to the top side. So kind of like on the 4-hour. So now what I'm going to look for is a pullback. If PG has a nice pullback, I want a nice pullback into this 139, or even right here, if it wants to hold a 140 and continue to hold and you know, build like another base right here, then for sure I'll look to trade it. Otherwise, I'm kind of looking for a pullback down here to this 139. But again, below 139, definitely to the 138 and to the retest, this 137.50, you can play it for the bearish side. So that's kind of the reason why I'm bullish on PG, just because we broke over all this resistance. All it needs to do is just hold, and definitely has room to continue to the top side, even with the bearish market, okay? So that's PG. All right, so that's why I chose PG. The other one, it's going to be Walmart. It's going to be like a side play, all right? And this is why, okay? We have a lot of resistance here on Walmart over this like 141.50 and then the 142, what is this, 70, okay? Just rounding off some numbers. And once we break over that 142.70 and build and have candle bodies closing up here on the hour time frame, it's for sure going to be a bullish play for Walmart, just because it's had this resistance, just kind of like I showed you with PG. PG had tons of resistance, and then finally it ended up breaking out. So Walmart has potential to do that, right? So keep track on Walmart. Otherwise, at this 141.50, we're coming back down. It's very simple, okay? So that was those, and this other one, Microsoft. Microsoft, same thing. We're kind of just running into some all-time highs, and it finally rejected here at this level. We couldn't go up on Friday, and we kind of stayed indecisive. We kind of had like just an inside day here, based on what we had the previous couple of days. So for Microsoft, I'm kind of looking for this. If the market continues to be bearish, I'm looking for Microsoft just to cool off. Okay, I'm not completely saying, hey, we're gonna, you know, sell off and we have a huge room to come down into earnings, right? I'm not saying that. I am looking for these levels down here, 278 and 276.30 area, just to come back down. If Microsoft does decide to come down, I am in puts, by the way. Looking for this to hit at least 279.50 for a take profit. If it keeps on going, then guess what? I'll still be in it. 278.30, 278, all the way to the bottom of 276.30 would be my initial target for the week. If it wants to drop lower, then by all means, we'll drop it lower all the way to this 275. Therefore, right here, this is where I'm going to take profits, okay? The area where I'm going to take profits. Otherwise, it's right at open. Take profits depending where we're at with the market. So I'm not looking for calls on Microsoft whatsoever, just because of the levels that we're in. I'd rather trade the puts and for now. But other than that, that should be it for Microsoft, right? So the other sector I kind of really want to focus on is XLF, which is financials. Has everybody known that earnings is basically kind of done, and what we're looking for is some direction in the market, and we're looking for direction after earnings, right? So you have a few things that happen when it comes to earnings. You have a run up into earnings, a pullback into earnings, and then you have the after earnings. The after earnings meaning that, hey, earnings are done. Let's get some direction in some of these stocks, because what happens is after earnings, a lot of investors like to come in and they like to buy, you know, good deals. You know, so if you guys look at BA, like it's at an amazing price point, but that's kind of like the mindset, okay? The mindset is coming into after earnings on banks and want to figure out if investors are still interested in these stocks. So first of all, I look at the XLF. This is like the ETF. So if you're going to follow financials, this is the one thing that you would be looking for. And as you can see here, we do have a nice supply up here, and then we do have a nice demand down here. All right, this is a little more questionable just because we've been trading sideways, and then we do have this area where we ended up coming down. So as long as this 36 holds, I think we should be okay to start trending up. If it doesn't hold though, we're definitely coming down and just creating more lows. But we're definitely going to wait to see what the market does. So you can draw this trend line here too. A lot of traders are going to have the same trend line. If not, they're probably not even looking at XLF. So this is just going to be my alert, the 36 level for XLF. So now you compare with what's happening. JPM has still been stuck in this nice little range here. And definitely what happened previously, we had a nice base here, right? From this 153.74 to this 156.16. And then we ended up dropping to the bottom. So we definitely have more room to come back down for JPM. Of course, you got to look at the XLF, and we can come into this demand to this 150. If this 150 does not hold, we're definitely coming to this 147, 148. And if we break this 148, it can get a little rough. Okay, I really don't want to see the banks drop, but it almost looks like they have potential to drop. Okay, so this is a nice range here that can be turned into supply. That's the scary part, right? So breaking down here is going to be sketchy. If you wanted to buy the dip down here for a nice dead cat bounce, for a quick scalp, for a quick day trade, whatever, you can. I don't recommend buying leaps yet or long positions yet, just until we get a good direction in the market. So as of right now, we still have that bearish sentiment. Until that changes, then we're definitely bullish. Anything can change this week, of course. So look out for JPM. If you want it over 153.74, definitely let it do that. If not, it can just play down here and squeeze. It can definitely squeeze here if it wants. All right, for GS. GS almost the same thing as XLF. You see how we have this nice trend. So definitely same thing happened to this, right? We kind of based out right here, nice little structure with a few candle bodies inside and a little fight in exchange in value, and it ended up dropping. Okay, so we do have room to hit this trend line. If we do, 360 would be the target down here. Okay, if we break 360, we're definitely coming down to this 353, 350 area, and there's more support down here at this 347 based on all this little structure. And that's all we really have for GS. So GS gives a lot of good moves. So definitely an awesome one, all right? GS. Here's another one for the banks. Nice little setup here, okay? All right. What's happening here is the same thing. BRK is a nice Berkshire. It's a nice trending stock as well. And then finally right here, we ended up breaking this little trend here, as you guys can see. Okay. Nice little trend. We broke to the downside, and then look what we're creating. It's either going to be a nice channel, a nice bear flag, whatever you want to call it. But I have resistance right here at this 280 level, and then support at this 276 and 275. If we break this, and the financials are still a little bit bearish, with this market being a little more bearish, definitely coming down to the downside, okay? On top of that, we do have a nice channel up, so we can definitely come back up into this 285 level, all right? So watch out for that for BRK. All right, so financials, my top sector that I'm personally going to be watching. I will definitely look into all that. And then here's another sector that I want to look at. I want to look at HD, low, and CAT, okay? So with this market being an all-time high, and with this market having a nice bearish sentiment, definitely looking at the setup that is here, okay? You guys know the last previous weekly watch list, we did have a few rally-based rally, drop-based drop, drop-based rally. We had those come out as top on the watch list, and gave you enough opportunity to trade those. And if you didn't, you probably did not set your alerts. So with this, it's the same thing happening, okay? We have a nice base here for HD. So breaking over that 324 would be a nice long play, even if you want to get that quick pop. If we do breakdown, it's 317.40, 317. We're definitely just going to come back down. All right, very simple, right? If we have a bullish market, let's look for a call play. If we have a bearish market, look for this thing to drop some more. It's very simple, right? And it's the same setup with low. Okay, so here low, I was able to trade it on Friday, and I got some good profits on this one. So here we have the retest. If low keeps trading over 196, we're definitely bullish. If the market gets rejected, okay, and there's no buyer stepping into the market, definitely low, we'll just come back down into this 192.50, giving you an opportunity to enter at 196, using 196 as your entry. Very, very easy to enter. Above 196, calls. Below 196, puts, right? Take profit here, take profit, trail it on the way up, okay? Yeah, same thing. If we have a bearish market and this market just, for some reason continues to just trend all the way down, guess what? At least you'll be in puts and you'll be able to trail it all the way down into the break of range as well. Okay. So look at CAT. CAT's on the same page. Right now what it's doing, it's almost building a nice little pattern here. We're at this bottom down here of 208. Okay, so 208 is your entry. 208 either for the retest, okay, or for the drive back down. That's going to be a nice fall if we don't hold this support whatsoever. This is like the last of the last support that you have from all this movement on this top side. Can definitely stay in that pattern and create this pattern here, okay. And it can do this all the way into earnings. It can stay in here, and then next thing you know, on earnings, we're either shooting up very high or we're shooting down super low. One of the two is going to happen, but whatever it does, you still want to be able to use this level here, this 208, to your advantage, and take it all the way for the retest of this like 211, 212.50. You want that middle 215. You want that top 218.50. Those levels are still valid, and you can day trade these all you want. Okay. So HD, low, and CAT, along with financials, are two of the top sectors that I'm going to be looking for. Okay. The other one, I see a simple pattern on UPS. Can definitely, I really don't have to explain this. This kind of just explains it in itself. All right, so the 210 and the 213 and 215. That's where you should be having your alerts for UPS. Very simple, guys, okay? Here's another one. I'm going to give you another very simple trade here that you can look for. All right, here's your little downtrend. But then again, we have a nice little uptrend here. We have a support at 81.40, okay? And then the break of this, I would do 82, okay? 82, or if you wanted to be safer, up here, 82.60 area, okay? For long place. So look for that pattern to break up or down for CBS, okay? But yeah, I hope that's something that you guys can look at in the market and kind of understand why I chose these tickers for a watch list. Definitely look out for the levels on the Instagram page, and look for the major posting conservative collectors. All the full breakdown will be posted there by tonight. And remember, these levels don't change no matter what happens overnight. The patterns will not change no matter what happens overnight. Whether we gap up or gap down, nothing will change. The levels will stay the same. So go do some due diligence and look for those levels on the 4-hour time frame. Understand why I'm choosing these versus choosing Amazon and Tesla and SQ and things like that, where people make tons of money. So I came on here because the market sentiment is a little bearish, and I want to pick something that has good risk to reward. I want to choose something that makes sense when it comes to day trading and potential swing trading. So definitely giving you guys more of the perspective as to why I'm choosing the weekly watch list. Okay. So banks, HD, low, and CAT are my top plays. The other ones would definitely be patterns and day trades. I'm not looking too much into adding them for swing watch list, but definitely lots of potential across the board in the market. So hopefully you guys have a green week. If you guys like the weekly watch list, let us know. Post in the comments, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys, and please don't miss out. There's a lot of good information and value that's posted in the YouTube channels, and for sure more of the educational things are going to be coming out more this week again. So look out for those new videos, guys. All right. You guys have a great week. Please stay green, manage your risk, and please, if you guys don't understand direction, close your laptops, close your screens, walk away for the day. That is one way to manage risk. Remember that, okay? So good luck, guys. Stay green. See you on the next one.